Alright, well, last time did not exactly go as planned. But like 5 hours and cleared one chapter. Though one attempt, which button is what again? It's this button. Though one attempt was just because I forgot to put down a prison. Was kind of the case. And then the map with Takumi there. I'm sure I could have done it at my current strength, but, you know, just to be safe. Whoa, I gotta click back onto the thing, Bob. Just to be safe. Levels are a little bit higher now. Leveled up just a smidge, so I should be a little bit safer here. Also grabbed like some gold and got a basic of each of the weapon types from the shop for everyone to wield and stuff like that. I still haven't done like any weapon forging. There's a bunch of support conversations now, so I'll go through that first. Nyx has none apparently. Also, Mythic coming out of nowhere with a 20-month resub. Didn't you have this share button the last time you joined a stream? Maybe? Hold on. Let's see here. If I scroll down in the, like, labels thing, not the alert box, whatever it is, I don't see anything else recently, so I don't know.
Didn't I have this share button the last time I joined a stream?
I don't know. Been a minute since you've been in a stream. Okay. Yeah, well, might well be that. I appreciate the 20-month resub there, Mythic. Yeah, that was quite a long time there. Enjoy another month of the emotes and the sub badge and all that fun stuff there. Opinion of Baldur's Gate 3. I've only seen, like, clips of it. I haven't played it myself. I haven't, you know, I don't even know how the general gameplay works, but everything that I hear about it sounds like absolutely amazing. My family and I were actually talking about it over a Thanksgiving dinner yesterday. So there was that, and my cousin that's been playing it a whole lot has just been saying that, you know, it's absolutely phenomenal and incredible. And it's like, well, you know, if I have space in my game schedule, it's one that I could definitely, like, see myself playing, but even knowing, like, nothing about it. Just as, like, a connoisseur of the gaming industry, let's just say, it seems like its level of quality is very high, and it seems like quite the slapper. I should look into the story of it, like, as a developed game, not, like, in-game narrative, but just, like, the story of how it came to be as a game, because I know that Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 were made here in, like, my city, whereas 3 is by, like, a completely different studio over on the other side of the ocean. So one of these days I'm meaning to look into how exactly did that come to be. So, you know, and hello, Lancer, betrayed your family in Hoshido. Now pay the court a fine or serve your sentence. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Oh, speaking of stolen goods, between like grinding thingamabobs, I went around and chatted with people, and sometimes they randomly give you items. Look at this thing that Silas got. He got a Norian blade that apparently gives defense +3, which is good for like defense. And also, there is one like visual change since the last time I streamed this. In addition to like the HD texture pack thingamabob that I was using before, I also downloaded a custom icon set to make it so that no two items in the game have like the exact same icon. Because Fire Emblem Fates is kind of filled to the brim with so many things that have the exact same icon, and it's like, really? And then if you give them a custom name, then at that point it's like, okay, what's what anymore? Your inventory just becomes like a complete mess when every icon is the same and you name it whatever the heck you name it. So, you know, this will be like both visually appealing and also just help me better manage things, you know? So there's that. Literally, just as you said, hello, Laz, you got a 30-second ad. I could go back into settings and change it back to like 10 ads by, which I didn't realize did what it did before. Let's see some supports and stuff here real quick. There's a couple with Azure, so hey, this is an internal resolution multiplier of 4 times. The texture pack is designed to work with at least 4 times. Like, if you want to play in native graphics, for example, a texture pack like this would not work. Like, for example, if I set to native, like, you can see that this is clearly sprites that are designed for enhanced graphics. So, considering, like, the native graphics of the original, they actually did, like, a very good job in, like, the original base game of, you know, making high-quality portraits and stuff like that for what they were working with. But, yeah, considering I'm using, like, this and UI and everything that is designed for at least 4 times, you know, it comes out not exactly looking all that great, you know, is kind of the case. So, like, I could run it higher, but with the issues I've had, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna run it at, like, the minimum of 4 times, essentially. I mean, have I tried out 3 times? Not in a little while. Like, what does 3 times look like? It's actually not that bad. But I'm still gonna set it to 4 times, I think. Is what I shall do. 4 times native. That sounds good to me. Alright, yeah, let's see here. Let's go through some support conversations first and foremost, because a whole bunch of those got queued up. Oh, Big Sis, where have you been hiding? I've been looking for you forever. Yeah, well, it took like 2 years before starting this playthrough there. But yeah. No, it doesn't chug. I just have like crashing issues just in general. So until I know for sure that the crashing issues have been solved, which maybe they have, like I seem to get save states actually working pretty well. So I'm using a more recent version of Citra now, one that's still quite a few versions behind, because if I use like modern Citra installs, it'll crash like all the time. So I have one now that seems like save states are working pretty good. Like I could try that here, like save state. Whoa, load state. It takes a hot second though. Don't crash on me. Whoa. Okay, that was one of the laggiest ones I've had in a little while, maybe because I'm streaming, but it seems to work a-okay without crashing. I would have an issue where it would like unload all my custom textures where it would load state and it would crash like 5 seconds after. I would have like 5 seconds of gameplay after loading state before everything just froze and without my custom textures. Or maybe it is with custom textures, but just super blurry. So it was, well, that's the thing. I thought, like, is it something weird with custom textures? So I, like, I ticked off the setting for load custom textures, and I still had the same crashing issues, and I was like, what? I don't remember having these issues when we were streaming Birthright 2 years ago. Like, maybe it's just something weird with Fire Emblem Fates and more recent installs of Citra that have come out in the past couple of years. So I don't really know what's going on, but it seems to be fixed now by running it on the very specific version of Nightly that I'm running on. And I went through like a few different versions, trying it out with like grinding and stuff like that. It seems to be pretty stable on this version that I've yet to stream on, so we'll see. Hello, Elise. What can I do for you? It's playtime, silly. I'm just so happy to have a new big sister. We have to spend all our time together so I can get to know everything about you. So that's it. Well, I'm very sorry, but I can't play with you right this moment. I have something important on my mind, so I like to be lost in thoughts all alone. Yeah, and I've gone to, like, you know, checking forums if anybody has any similar issues. Doesn't seem like anyone's had things that are super similar to what I've had. So, but it seems to be working now, probably? What are you talking about? You can be alone and worry about stuff later, right? I suppose so, but I would much rather... Yay, it's settled then. I'm so excited. Come on, let's go play. I'm sorry, Elise. I'm going to have to put my foot down. Don't be so uptight. Sheesh. Well, you leave me no choice but to put my foot down. 1, 2, 3, push. Wait, Elise. Please don't push me like that. Goodness, I'm really not sure what to do in a situation like this. Sakura was never this forceful when she wanted my attention, so I just... What? Did you say Sakura? Oh, so you think your stinky sister from Hoshido is better than me? I suppose I'd have to be perfect like her to get you to think of me as your sister. No, that's not it at all. Please, I meant no such thing. It's too late to take it back now. You're so mean to compare me to your other sister. I'm so sorry, Elise. I promise you it was not my intention to compare you two. I just wanted to get to know my new big sister. Yeah, I'm angry. What? I don't remember these supports. It's been so many years, and I don't want to play with you anymore, ever. Why don't you just go to a forest and make friends with a big old bear? What? Well, Luigi, at least. I got out of hand quickly. I really should not have mentioned Sakura to her. Must fix this somehow. Luckily, there's nothing that Flex Tape can't fix. Hashtag not sponsored, but could be. I've longed to be close with Elise since she was a baby. Alright, I'll see you guys later. It's just being screwed again. That's unfortunate there, but I hope you have an awesome rest of the day there, Adora Master. Well, I was get funny thing you could do is turn some enemies into sheep before combat with good rolls. That sounds pretty silly there. I've been watching some of Sips's clips with Baldur's Gate 3, and they really crack me up, I do have to say. The time is nigh. Lend me your strength, cursed minions of the unending darkness. Yes, I can feel it. The power coursing through me. I'm unstoppable now. Behold the birth of my new special move, Shadow Dragon Fire Assault. Not too shabby. One day a time shall come when I must use that power. Sir, I mean, milady, didn't know you were there. I figured as much. My apologies, Odin. I didn't mean to interrupt your ritual. Please pretend I'm not here. That may prove difficult, as it were. May I ask what you're doing here? Oh, I'm simply watching you and thinking, being lost in thoughts all alone, and all that. I also might adjust the volume briefly. Also, OBS is bugging out, but as long as the stream doesn't go down, we're good. Actually, watching you makes me feel happy and calm for some reason. Lady, what are you saying? Could this possibly be a confession of secret love? Oh no, that's not it at all. Don't worry, Odin, it's definitely nothing like that. I see. Well, I'm glad you cleared things up so, quickly and bluntly. To be honest, I've been dwelling on some bad memories recently. It's been rough. For whatever reason, watching you do what you do seems to cheer me up. Make me forget about my troubles and realize how silly it is to dwell on the past. I see. Happy to be of service, milady. If you don't mind, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. As you wish. Fire away. Two trains are traveling at each other at... Do you have any bad memories, Odin? Ones you have a hard time letting go of? Ha! You can't be serious. One such as me, held back by bad memories. Well, if you must know, I suppose I do. Quite a lot, actually. Odin, that was an unexpected answer. Perhaps I shouldn't have asked. Unexpected? Interesting. Well, maybe I'll tell you more about it sometime. OBS is randomly flashing black over here, and I don't know why, but the stream seems to be just fine, so I mean... Let's just say there's a place, and the thought of it fills me with fear. How odd. What he means by that? Just speak that out loud to him. But yeah. In some comments, you can punt enemies into the void. What's your opinion on games like Mario + Rabbids? I love Mario + Rabbids. It's such a slapper of a game. So good. And I quite enjoyed the Rayman and the Phantom Show DLC recently. Ever find any solutions for your carburetor issues? So, for anyone that's just tuning into, like, the Fates series, that's one update in my life that has changed since the Birthright playthrough, is I am now the owner of a 1953 Fargo half-ton truck. And it likes to give me issues sometimes. But, you know, we're getting things, figured out here. Yeah, I'll be playing it. And in case anyone's ever interested in any of the games that we have, like, coming up here, just go to the, schedule channel in Discord. I can turn on display capture here. Because we list, I say we, I'm just used to talking in, like, the plural here. All the upcoming playthroughs that I plan on doing here. Like, this doesn't list already released games that I'd be getting to, like Fate's Conquest here. Like, it just lists, here's the release dates on things that I plan to getting to, which means that I'd probably be playing them on release. And yeah, that'd be one of the things coming out. Same day as Super Mario RPG, actually. Interestingly enough. So, yeah. Anyway, as of streaming Birthright, that old truck would have just been in the backyard in, like, a tent garage. So it's been, like, you know, basically... like 30 meters behind me or whatever the heck, like throughout streams for many years in that tent garage. But it's only been in like the past couple of years that we've actually been putting a lot of work into it, trying to get it back onto the road again. I was hit with like a ting of inspiration to get it done because there was a time that it might have potentially gotten sold. But you know, I'm really glad that it didn't, and that I'm, you know, actually getting it fixed up. And it was my daily driver for about a month and a half. But the carburetor, the thing that injects fuel into the engine, cracked, and so could not be used without it being a fire hazard because fuel would come out of it, and that's not good. So I don't have a solution yet. Maybe. I might have a solution. I took my carburetor to this carburetor expert dudo that, like, rebuilds them and, like, finds old carburetors and stuff like that. He didn't have one like mine, but apparently he'll be keeping an eye out at, like, swap meets and events and stuff like that throughout the winter for me. Like, my truck is put away for the winter. So, and when I gave that to him, I felt like I was basically giving the professor the GS ball, like, for study or something like that. You know, is what it felt like for a Pokemon comparison. So he'll apparently be keeping an eye out. Haven't heard from him with his recent swap meet, so I guess nothing came up there. But this one that's like 4 hours away seems like it might be promising. I wasn't sure whether it would work for me, despite the fact that it looks basically the same. It has basically the exact same specs, but the way that the carburetor screws into its base is with 2 screws, one on either side, as opposed to mine, which is like 1, 2, 3. There's like 2 on the one side, so it wouldn't attach properly to my base. But assuming they ship their base too, you know, like the full carburetor, and the entire thing, including the base, attaches the same way to like the manifold that's on the engine, then it could still work, and it doesn't matter that it's like 2 screws into the base, because I'm screwing in that base into the manifold. So we had a look earlier today. I went over to my cousin's place and I inspected the base that's left on there, and it looks like they go in the same way onto there. There is one thing that's attached to my carburetor that isn't attached to the one that I'm seeing listed here, but it looks like there's just like a screw that's in there that you can probably unscrew and then slot this thing into. So it'd probably work. And when we're talking about a price difference of $75 Canadian plus shipping to get this thing, as opposed to $600 USD, like, plus whatever shipping comes out to import one from the States. Yeah, that's a very significant price difference. So even if it doesn't work for me, it's like, it might be worth going for anyway, because if I can save, you know, what is essentially like 600 CAD, maybe like 650 CAD, however it would come out to after you translate USD to CAD and add shipping costs, you know, it would save me a whole lot of money, and I wouldn't mind that. So yeah, so I'll follow up properly with this guy with that carburetor tomorrow, and you know, I meant to tonight, and I meant to before I started streaming, and I forgot. But before I forget, maybe I should text him right now, is what I should do. I was texting with him a little bit, so, you know, just before it gets sold somewhere else, I'm gonna do that right now, is what I'm gonna do. Don't mind me. I've got things to do. Let me just say. Well, I had a look at my carburetor base, and it looks like it should be the same with the 2 bolts. Oh, but I needed to gesture to make sure that he would take off like the whole thing and not just the carburetor off of the base. Should be the same with the 2 bolts for the base into the manifold. And then I can send some pictures to show of some of the things that were taken earlier today. What about? So if the offer's still on the table, and it's for the whole carburetor, including that base, I'd be interested in your carburetor. There, done. Now my obligation to do that is done. I should have done that before I started streaming, and I forgot. So there was that. Hello, Mortis. How's it going today? What kind of plans are going on? Oh, Felicia has a whole bunch here. Felicia, I'm sorry you have to waste all of your time following me around. I don't mind. I just wish I could cheer you up. Do you mind if I give you some advice? Go ahead. You're right. There are plenty of oddballs and misfits in this army. It's just that no one has as much flair as you do. Are you saying I stick out? Yes, just like me. I'm not the only clumsy person around here. That's true. Lord Leo is always going back around with his clothes on backward. Exactly. I've seen my sister drop stuff loads of times, but no one calls her clumsy. Do you know why? They've labeled me the clumsy one. I should change my name. To Scatter Wizards? What? No, to Clumsy. I see. No one is more spectacular at knocking stuff over than you are. Therefore, you stand out like a beacon of clumsiness in a dexterous world. Yes, I think. So you're saying that I'm the weirdest weirdo we have? Yep. See? We have a lot in common. Thank you, Felicia. You and I were chosen by fate to carry this burden of hope. I don't know about that part. Pour the hot tea on my head again. What? I must wash myself clean so I can see myself anew. Power returns to Odin Dark. Okay, if you say so. Remember that horror game you wanted to make? Some more stuff about it has been thought up. Oh, so making some progress in the idea field. The text adventure game that my group is planning on making as part of my current game design class is actually going to be like kinda horror. Like, maybe not like super duper crazy scary horror, but it's kind of horror. Like, it's definitely one of its genres there. I've not played Digimon Survive. I haven't actually played any Digimon games before, consumed any Digimon media at all. I have some Digimon things on my shelf back there, like a weird little capsule thing and a couple cards because Anima sent them to me. Felicia, speak candidly, my friend. What's troubling you? Oh, hello, Arthur. I don't want to bother you with my silly problems. Nonsense. It is my duty and purpose in life to help the downtrodden. If I can't even help a companion in her time of need, what good am I? Oh, I didn't think of it that way. I suppose I have no choice but to accept your help. So, the thing is, I enjoy being a maid. I love it, in fact. In my opinion, it's like one of my favorite classes in this game. Like the maid / butler class. It's honestly awesome. Oh, but Arthur, I'm just awful at it. I'm so clumsy and forgetful. Sometimes I wonder if I'm not cut out to be a maid. Huh? That's ridiculous. I'm certain you're overreacting. No, I'm really not. For instance, just the other day, I noticed Lord Harmonia seemed a little down, so I made him some tea. Then I tripped as I was carrying it over and poured it all over his lap. Lord Harmonia is very kind, so he did his best to laugh it off. But I've been in agony ever since. That's just one of many similar examples. It seems every time I try to do something good, my own clumsiness gets in the way. It's as though you're reciting my most private of thoughts. What was that, Arthur? Ah, nothing. It was nothing. We're gonna have some common ground there, I guess. Yeah, Digimon Survive is like Pokemon Conquest, kinda. I like me some Pokemon Conquest. Well, happy birthday, That's a Sandwich. Finally a legal adult. But is that legal drinking age? Do you live here in Canada like I do? Because I remember when I turned 18 years old, I spent 10 hours in a bar. I didn't have any alcohol to drink. It was a work day for my dad's contract brewing company that he was doing at the time. But nevertheless, on my 18th birthday, legal drinking age here in Canada, I spent 10 hours in a bar that day. So there was that. That was also when the Nintendo Switch just came out the day prior, so I was like playing the Switch and like Breath of the Wild a little bit before the workday, a little bit like during break in the middle, and then a whole lot afterwards. But I didn't really have much time. Most of it was spent the next day. But you know, there was that. And I could barely feel my hands anymore after washing out all these bottles in sanitized water and not thinking that I needed to put on gloves. And after having hands in sanitized water for that many hours and your hand starts dissolving and getting all plasticky and weird, it doesn't exactly make it easy to play a video game anymore. But anyway, I'm getting sidetracked now. Happy 18th birthday, There's a Sandwich. I hope that it's been an awesome day and will continue to be. And there, played the soup without a hitch. Now to serve it to everyone. No! Niles! Oh no, oh gosh. Are you alright? I'm so sorry. Let me wipe that off right away. They told me about this, but I didn't believe them. Huh? About your ineptitude below and short of the Call of Duty, I mean. Call of Duty? Whoa! The best video game ever? To experience it for myself, up close and personal, is something else. Did you want my clothes off so badly that you'd spill hot soup on them? It's an accident, I assure you. I guess you're too flustered for the implications to sink in. Well, no matter. I just better change my clothes now. Again, I'm so sorry. Right here in the middle of the room is as good a place as any, don't you think? Whatever you think best. And you understand that before I can put the new clothes on, I'll have to strip down out of these soiled, filthy ones. I'll take them straight to the laundry. You know, it's not much fun when you don't take the bait. Forget it, I don't need to change. It's not even enough to leave a stain. Oh, so you're not upset? Phew. But yeah, like the age for being a legal adult should be moved to 21, since you basically anything in the US you need to be 21. Or maybe the age for, you know, drinking should be 18 in the US. Who knows? Go to Germany and it's like 16 for drinking there. I remember on the German exchange trip, everyone in my class is just like, oh, are we gonna go by like Germany rules? Can we drink? And the teacher's like, no, we're going by Canada rules. You shouldn't be drinking here. a replacement wheel for your car since your old one got bent. I had to get your mom to sign for it because you had to be 21 to get it. I'd be 21 to pick up a wheel that you ordered. Oh, man. You know, when I went to Vancouver Island, along with my friend from Germany there, that anyone that tuned into the Fragapalooza stuff around here briefly saw on stream during that, if you... 25 is apparently considered, like, the trusted age, like, minimum to be for a driver. If you're 24 or under, I'm 24, you're considered a young driver and then a much greater insurance risk. So when we were renting a car to explore, like, up and down Vancouver Island, he had to be, like, the only one that signed on as a driver. Well, specifically, my cousin had to be, like, the one that was primarily registered as a driver because he didn't bring his card to pay for it. So my cousin had to be the one to pay for it, and we had to pay her back. So it was primarily in her name. And my friend had to be secondarily a driver. And if I were to be another driver, I believe that it was an additional, what was it, like $40 per day when we were there for a while for me to be considered as a driver as well, just because I'm a young driver. Yeah, it's too unsafe. Too much of an insurance risk. Let's charge an additional $40 per day. My goodness, it was insane. Also, the rental car was more expensive than the tickets to and from Vancouver Island in the first place. Like, my goodness gracious. But yeah, there's that. So I just got to be chauffeured everywhere. But he was saying, like, if we do have an adventure to the island again one day, him and I, that, you know, we'll both sign on as drivers, and then he doesn't have to just, like, be the one driving everywhere, because he was probably getting pretty tired of driving there, you know? So, there's that. Don't understand how they think 18 is a legal adult when someone who is 18 can't even order car parts. Well, maybe they should just make it so that those who are 18 can order car parts, you know? So, there's that. Another Arthur one. Milady! I went to Lord Xander, without tripping this time, and spoke with him. Really? Aye, I did. And I told him straight out that it's ill for him to always look so grim, my goodness gracious. Dourness little prophet king, I said. He must show his people he is human. For the future of Noah, I suggested he might do well to smile now and then. Wow, that's great, Arthur. And he listened? What'd he say? He laughed. What? Well, it was more of a scoff, really. I guess you could say, if you were so inclined, that he was laughing at me. I had a sudden urge to empty my bladder, you see, while we were talking. So I was holding myself and dancing a little as I spoke. The pain was almost unendurable, not more so than the thought of giving up. I would never willingly disappoint you, my lady. Oh, Arthur, get well soon from your filled bladder disorder. I figured something would go wrong. Thanks, though. You did your best. That's all I can ask. A lady. It's just, before, Xander used to be so much happier. He enjoyed playing and joking around with me, but ever since the war began, ever since the Fire Nation attacked, he still smiles, of course, but it's never like before. That's why I asked for your help. I just want him to be like he was, happy. I don't want him to worry so much. Lady Elise. I understand. Let me handle this. No, it's okay. What I want is impossible. Xander is going to be king soon. I'm sure he has so many things to worry about. Things I probably couldn't even imagine. With all due respect, I disagree. It is not impossible. I am Arthur, the hero of justice, and, I might add, your loyal retainer. I exist to serve you on the throne of Noah, and that I shall do if it kills me. Perhaps it will take some time, but I will do this thing for you someday. I promise. Arthur, thank you. Just hearing you say that makes me feel okay again. I knew I could count on you. My lady, I do not deserve such kindness. Oh yeah, looking at the layout, I got reminded. I feel like the reason why I failed at the chapter last time is because I forgot to hit the button that puts this up. The layout wasn't exactly complete, so I mean, whoops. I'm not yelling those out. Have you really put me down now, please? I don't want to be your dumbbell anymore. Oh, but you're the perfect weight. Okay, I'll set you down. Watch your feet, milady. You don't need to be so formal, Effie. It's just the two of us. Yes, okay, Elise. Say, do you remember how we met? Of course I do. You snuck out of the castle and came to play in the underground city. Yep, I was sick of being in that stuffy old castle. I wanted to make a new friend. A real one. I'd never have guessed that muddy little girl was our princess. If we hadn't gone back up to the capital, you probably never would have found out, huh? It's weird to think about what might have happened. It would have changed the course of my life. But we did go up, and those guards found us. I tried so hard to protect you, and they were too much for me. I was only a child. I might have been locked away forever if you hadn't told them who you were. Yeah, we should have showed them. I got so scared. That was the day I swore I'd protect you for the rest of my life, no matter what. Yep, I remember it like it was yesterday. Thank you for always being there for me, Effie. There. But yeah, let's see here. In the US, you can join the army as soon as you turn 18, but can't buy spray paint until 21. There's a gun kit open. That spray paint is off limits. Surprised you don't have to be 21 to buy Tide Pods with that logic, though. Oh, man. You have to be 21 to pick up a FedEx delivery? There's nothing like this in Canada, as far as I'm aware. Like, I was never facing issues like this growing up. So, there's that. I have a couple support conversations here. You really opened my eyes, Mozu. I never knew you were such a good hunter. You're flattering me. Farm work and hunting is all I've ever been good at. What sort of animals did you used to hunt? Well, a nice big boar was always welcome when you bring it back to the village. They are good eating, and you can put most of the parts to use. They're pretty rowdy, though, so they're not easy hunting. Around my village, you weren't a real hunter until you bagged yourself a boar. Did you ever get one? Surely did. On my first try, too. I forgot my bow, though, so I had to finish it off with a knife. Just a knife? Yep. My fondest memory of hunting, though, isn't boars, it's bears. Bears? Got a bear on your own. Typical, typical Russian, upbringing. Boy, take this knife. Go hunt bear. Make bear skin rug. Surely did. How did you manage that? Their sharp claws, their immense size. Those aren't the things you gotta worry about. It's their smarts. No, I think I'd be most intimidated by their size, I think. They can dodge arrows and track you with their powerful noses. They're some real tough prey. This old man in our village was good at hunting them, though. He had some technique that had been passed down over generations. I really looked up to him and tried to figure out his moves for myself. Man, that really takes me back. So, there I go again. Gotta stop thinking about that stuff. I have a suggestion. I'm good at farming and hunting, but why not try something new? Something new? Maybe I could teach you something I know a lot about as thanks for your help hunting. What do you got in mind? That's for me to know and for you to look forward to. Now you got me curious. There we go, support level B. But yeah. Yeah, what a world there, huh? Greetings, Odin. Oh, I didn't see you there, Lord Harmonia. Why are you standing out here all by yourself? Isn't it obvious? You are to witness a quiet intermission in the play that is my life. Intermission? What are you talking about? Well, to put it quite simply, I'm enjoying a nice moment of tranquility. Now I understand. Why didn't you just say that to begin with? And why are you holding that strange pose? It looks exhausting. Oh, it's a unique creation that I concocted myself. This stance grants me incredible power. I've never seen anyone stick out their hand like that. It's very unique. Ha ha ha! So funny. Well, it's clear that the moment has come to unveil the origin of this divine creation. That being said, the explanation will take some time. I don't think I need to hear all that. You'll have to excuse me, Odin. What do you mean? Hey, wait a second, don't leave! But yeah, welcome back, Lancer. Glad your mom was home because that would have been awkward. The guy literally turned down your idea and said he had to be 21 to pick it up. Oh, man, what a world. Oh, hello, Niles. What are you up to? Ah, Lord Harmonia. What a pleasant surprise. Hey, who knows what's going on with the wheels? Like, who knows what kids are getting up to nowadays? Like, maybe after school, kids are going into back alleys, like, chatting with their friends, but then all of a sudden some stranger pulls them over, just like, hey, you want to come over here? Can I interest you in a wheel? We have all sorts of different varieties here. Get the first ones on the house, and then you'll be hooked. You know what? That's my buttons down here. I hope you like that brief freeze frame of me. Whenever I switch to this layout, it's gonna lag because it has to load all these items again. Except for from here, I actually fixed this. All the items that are on this layout are now loaded in the background of here. So like I can switch between these two without any lag anymore. So you know, there's that. Ah, Lord Harmonia, what a pleasant surprise. Tell me, what do you suspect I am up to? Well, I can't really tell from here. Then you should come a little closer. Don't worry, I don't bite. Okay. Meow? What was that for? Sorry, I was just doing my best Sonic from the hit movie Sonic the Hedgehog impression. I'm all done now, so if you're genuinely curious what I'm doing, please feel free to come a little closer. Well, scared of what I might do next? I don't blame you. I haven't yet earned your trust. It's smart of you to be skeptical. No, I trust you. You too. How foolish. After all, I don't yet trust you. What? Why not? Because we barely know each other, my lord. Trust is often born out of a violent confrontation or traumatic experience. I suppose you must have had some kind of blessed childhood free from worry. I don't remember anything of my childhood. My apologies. Clearly a sore subject. Of all people, I should know better than to probe the secrets of a troubled history. What do you mean by, of all people? What happened to you? You offer nothing and expect juicy gossip in return. Sorry, child, but you'll have to do better than that. Well, dang. Yeah, just buy some wheels on the black market. I am so lucky that the rims of my truck were like pretty a-okay. I have new wheels on my truck as of last winter, and they actually did like a pretty good job, you know, considering they're brand new tires. But, you know, finding replacements for those rims, I can't imagine trying to find that. Even the spare tire does not properly fit onto the hub. I don't know how that's possible, but the spare tire that has probably been there since like forever with the truck, and, you know, has probably never been used. You look at the treads on this spare tire, and clearly, like, the rims are, like, very old, like, the paint is worn and stuff like that. But you look at the treads on the tires, and the tires have probably never been used on that spare tire. Like, I don't know if there's some secret ninjutsu trick, but the rim just does not fit onto the hub of even the spare tire. Like, so I can't imagine trying to find, like, new specific rims that would work for me. But, my cousin, who is like a part owner at the Cal Tire that he works at there, so I'm able to get like some good deals through him. He got me new tires on those rims, but he told me like, you know, there might be a very, very slow leak. You might need to top it up sometimes just because the rims are old and crap, you know. That's kind of the case, but there's no way I'm getting a brand new replacement for those, you know. That ain't happening. In theory, you could have just gone to like Auto Advance or something for parts, but oh wait, they don't carry OEM wheels for a Barth 500. Yeah, I have a hard time finding parts for my vehicle, too. What happened to you? Well, it all started the day of my birth. Both my parents failed to show up. Yeah, what a day there. Oh my goodness, I thought it froze for a hot second. I wanted to showcase something in a map. I did want to showcase the initial, like, grinding map there. Because I wanted to max out at least here real quickly. So I got through, like, half of those supports. Ish here. A little bit more than half, maybe. So let's go do that, and then this will cut up into parts in a more meaningful way, and then I'm fairly certain that we'll have Unhappy Reunion be part 100. Unless I have, like, more failed attempts, in which case, if I get it in one go, Unhappy Reunion, then I'll have it be its own part as part 100. If I don't get it in one go, then the failed attempts will be part 99, because this cut up into, like, 97 parts before, so cutting, like, things up here into at least 3, you know. If I get Unhappy Reunion in one go from here, then I'll have this stuff with supports be, you know, 2 parts or something like that. Otherwise, I'll just have it be 1 part, and then failed attempts can be part 99, and then Unhappy Reunion part 100, maybe? Or maybe I'll just cut this up anyway, even if there's multiple attempts there, just because I'm showcasing the thingamabob. Hello, hello, Eagle. How's it going today?